The Astros come back home to defeat victory. That's right. They grabbed defeat out of the jaws of victory in a colossal collapse to the Orioles. They weren't hung over. Gunnar Henderson was crushing the ball. And Ryan Presley, is he broken? We're going to talk about this on tonight's Locked On Astros.
Alvarez, it's a high drive, center field. Veer leans back. This game is turned upside down. There's the runner, fly ball down the right field line. Tucker comes on. Kyle Tucker. This time they finish the job.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Talks Astros. You can find the show at Locked On Astros. Your team every day, no matter how frustrating they are. Brett, where can you find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. They can find me at Stros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive. Positive. I absolutely hate watching the Astros blow a lead in the ninth inning or in the eighth inning, whenever it was. Always Stros.
All right, guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go and keep on subscribing. Go and make us your first listen. Become an everydayer on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Go and check out the Locked On Astros podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Jase Medical. Empower yourself when you purchase a Jase case, providing you with a personal supply of 5 antibiotics that treat 50-plus infections. Get yours today at jasemedical.com. That's JASE medical.com. So, Brett, I wish that there's a way where we can kind of have some type of medicine to kind of get us through that bullpen sometimes. I know that there used to be the shirts out there that says, my bullpen makes me drink. At times this year, it's been the offense makes me drink. Sometimes it's been the starting rotation makes me drink. That's the problem. The Astros have been so inconsistent this year that it's hard to put one finger. Like one day the offense is doing good, then the bullpen's doing bad. And Justin Verlander, yes, he gave up the 3 runs, but it wasn't that bad effort. I mean, if a starter is giving up 3 runs, you would like less, yeah, but 3 runs isn't that bad. Jose Abreu, he looked really good. We'll show you some pictures of the batter's eye, what the Astros did, and Jose Abreu seems to like it. He had a whole bunch of good swings in today's game. Presley, I know Brett's going to go ahead and say a few words about that. So thoughts by Brett Chancey today about Ryan Presley. And then also Christian Javier, is he going to start Wednesday or is he not going to start Wednesday? Dusty Baker can't seem to make up his mind. And you know who was excited, though? It was definitely Hector Neris after getting that strikeout to end the 8th inning. Just kind of wish that Ryan Presley had the same results. He did have 3 strikeouts, but unfortunately, he allowed the 3 runs as well. So this was a frustrating game.
I love how you threw in the 3 strikeouts. Good job. You got 3 strikeouts in a losing effort. You absolutely blew the game. Of course, before that, Montero, who I had praised the night before. No more praises for you, Montero, until you get it right again. Every once in a while, look. Yeah, exactly. So, look, relief pitchers are going to give up runs. We know that. I mean, just like field goal kickers are going to miss field goals. It's such a small, microscopic part of the game. But when you have a 2-run lead, you cannot give up a 3-run home run, and we'll get to that later. But Jose Abreu, apparently his back is fine because he hit a ball dead center field, crushed it. Gave the Astros the lead. It looked nice. They got some insurance runs. But, you know, it's hard for me to sit on that. It's hard for me to sit on Maldonado's home run tonight. It's hard for me to sit on the fact that Chaz knocked in Tucker after a triple. It's hard for me to celebrate Hector Neris tonight because I think Hector Neris needs to be the closer of this team, okay? Right now, Ryan Presley has given up 9 runs in his last 5 innings of work. 9. Not 9 in his last 29 innings. In his last 5 innings, he's given up 9 runs. I'm having a hard time getting past that because this was, again, like I said in the intro, a colossal collapse. The Rangers lose. The Mariners are winning. The Rangers don't gain any ground. The Astros are actually still in control of the West somehow. Like my friend Raymond from RP3 from Louisiana said, the Astros will probably still find a way to stumble into 90 wins. But hey, Ken Rosenthal answered my question on his podcast, and I asked him what he thinks is going on in the clubhouse. He said it's the pitching, the starting pitching from the beginning of the year. You dealt with all these injuries, and that has been one of your things that has caused stresses on the rest of the team. Where last year, Eric, they were nails, starters and relief pitchers. This year, it's been a question mark. And so when that's a question mark, it highlights and accentuates the negatives offensively.
Yeah, outside of the 2015 season, I think the starting pitching has been the staple of the Houston Astros throughout this whole kind of playoff run. That they've been successful because of their pitching, and that's what's made them kind of have a successful bullpen. I know we've had some issues at times, but I feel like this bullpen has been overused from the very beginning of the season because the starters were going deep. You didn't have Justin Verlander. You didn't have guys going deep in games. You have I don't want to keep on going back to the World Baseball Classic, but there's just a lot of injuries this year. You lost Luis Garcia. You lost Jose Abreu for most of the season. We still have Lance McCullers. He's MIA. For I don't know, we need to put him on a milk carton or something and see when he's going to be back. But I just think that there's a lot of stuff the Astros have dealt with, and for them to be where they are, it's impressive. But at the same time, it's frustrating, and they got to do better. And I still think they will do better. And I still think that once it turns to October, they're going to put their game face on, and everything's going to be fine. But getting there, that's what the key is. And at this point, the Rangers are helping the Astros. They're losing left and right. Their starter was throwing a great game, and then they went ahead and brought another pitcher. I think it was Will Smith, and for the eighth inning, then he gave up the lead. So it's not just Dusty Baker out there making kind of weird decisions, but it's just baseball. Baseball happens. You never know. And so Orioles are a good team, Brett. And you see their fire. You see how exciting they are, how talented they are. And I don't know how good they're going to translate in the postseason with all this, but that's an exciting team to watch. That's what the Astros used to be. Now they need to get that fire back.
Yeah. 6 out of 10 wins or 6 out of 6 losses in the last 10 games. That's not baseball. That's lack of execution. That's lack of ability to finish the task. We know they have the ability to execute. We know they have the championship pedigree because of what they've done. But what they're doing and the way they're losing and who they're losing to is the most problematic thing. Of course, I just had someone DM me today, a good friend. We talk a lot through DM, and he said, look, in my heart of hearts, I do believe that when the Astros get to the playoffs, that they will flip a switch and something will change. And I basically said, I really hope that you're correct about that. I really hope that you're right about that. And we are still a game and a half up on Texas as we speak. The Seattle will pull in with the tie with Texas with the win tonight. They're up 4-0. I don't see them relinquishing that lead at all in that game because they're playing the Oakland Low Blinds of Las Vegas or whatever they're called. I just can't. This club cannot get out of its own way. This wasn't a Diaz over Maldonado thing. Look, Jake Myers, when you're on third base and there's contact in the game and you're down by 1 run and you only have 1 out, you run like hell. You run. And I don't know if Pettis didn't communicate. I don't know if Jake hesitated. I don't know what happened, but why the heck he was still on third base. The whole point of being in the game was to run. That was your only job. Your only job was to run. That ball was a high skip. He had to extend fully to get that ball. He probably could have slid under a tag. Would have been a bad throw. You have only 1 out. You tie the game. Totally changes the trajectory of the game. But I think from now on, if Neris comes out of an 8th inning like that, Eric, with that fire like you talked about, you keep him in there. He is that guy. You make him go 2 innings. Like this game means something. These games mean something.
All
These games
do.
matter. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, gosh, I'm still shocked that we're talking about a loss here. I'm still flabbergasted.
Maybe we need to have Bud Selig come in and bring the whole phase that this matters, like the All-Star game matters and everything.
Oh, God, no. Good Lord. What a terrible error for the All-Star game. For the end
of the season. Like, these games matter too, Dusty Baker. Let's go and do this.
You're going to take the Pro Bowl back to Hawaii next.
Yeah, something like that. But I had to go back and look up my resume to kind of see what's going on there. So I was just looking at Bud Selig as an old commissioner there. And if you need to update your LinkedIn profile, go ahead and do that. And this episode is brought to you by LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's right. Let me tell you that if you are struggling, like the Houston Astros, to close the deal, cold outreach is wasting the time of both the buyer and the seller at every stage, maybe put in the wrong closer, especially when sellers are using shallow and outdated data. Wow, there's so much foreshadowing in this live read. Your organization can overcome these challenges with technology that translates comprehensive, high quality buyer data into real-time insights, almost like you have an analytics department. These deeper insights empower sales reps and teams to adopt the habits of top performers like the Astros of 2022, which lead to better outcomes like more pipeline, higher win rates, and larger deals, and not blown saves. We call this deep sales, and we've built the first deep sales platform for the next generation of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Right now, you can try LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get a 60-day free trial at linkedin.com/lockedon. That is linkedin.com/lockedon for a 60-day free trial. Let LinkedIn Sales Navigator help you sell like a superstar today. Just go to linkedin.com/lockedon and get started.
All right, guys, I know that you're all frustrated from this game, but if you want to go ahead and catch all the play-by-play action, go ahead and download the SiriusXM app and just search SXM and search Astros, and you can catch all the play-by-play action. Hunter Brown is going to be on the mound, and it's going to be what can Brown do for you? And hopefully he can shut the Orioles down because they got 16 hits today. And it was a pretty O'Hearn got 5 hits and
5 hits. He had never gotten 4 hits in a single game until today, and he got 5.
Yes. So this is definitely a situation where the Astros need to do something. They got 10 hits in this game. Let's look at some bright sides. You had Altuve almost hit 2 home runs. But then he had that big double that scored the 2 runs later in the game. Abreu was 2 for 4. He had I think it was RBI, right? Or no, it advanced the runner to third base in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
But
it was almost a home run. That would have changed everything. He just didn't get under it enough.
Yeah. But he was 2 for 4. He had some good swings on the ball. And then you had Martin Maldonado with the home run, like you talked about, his 14th. But Jose Abreu, with all the crap we've given him all year long, he has more home runs this year than he did last year. Yes, I'm sure he had a better overall stats last year, but he is about the player he is right at this point of his career.
Yeah, I mean, last year had 15 home runs. This year has 14. But seriously, with that Jose Abreu, that last at bat where Jake was on third base, that's 2 runs. You take the lead. You win the game. You win the game because, I mean, you don't have to worry about. I'm so frustrated right now. I can't believe it. Cedric Mullins, a 3-run bomb, just absolutely deflating loss. These guys are supposed to come in hungover, Eric. They're supposed to come in and Justin Verlander. I know they're professionals, but I'm just, oh God, what are we doing? Like, why? I don't know, man.
Cedric Mullins is a good player. He got a slider.
Okay, that's great. But you also have a closer that's supposed to be elite.
Right.
That's not supposed to give up 3-run home runs.
Have you already given the stats about what's happened over the past 9 games? Didn't you give me some?
Yeah, I said it like
Okay.
in the beginning. He's given up 5 innings work. He's given up 9 runs.
Okay.
5 innings work. He's given up 9 runs. He is not elite right now. He has fallen off the mound too much. He just is not. Whatever he's doing with his breaking pitches, it's working at times, but he's not hitting the zone enough. And when he's hitting the zone, he's covering way too much plate. And there's an adjustment motion-wise going downhill that probably has to be made. And maybe you flip-flop this. Look, if Dusty's into like giving guys rest days, I know he's only pitched 5 innings since September 25th. I'm sorry, August 25th. But put Neris in that closer role. Let Presley be the setup guy. I mean, Presley clearly is that guy. He'll pitch where you want to pitch him. But I love Neris fire. I think we need that. I think we're going to need him in the playoffs.
All right. So a lot of people are asking, why wasn't Brian Abreu used in this game? Why wasn't he used to close this game? Well, you got to give Ryan Presley, he's the closer. And so you're going to put him in this game. But after a game, Dusty Baker said that Brian Abreu went for x-rays that were negative. He was unavailable today. Remember, he got hit in the forearm with a comebacker yesterday. So Dusty Baker also said after this game, it was devastating. It was a devastating loss, and that's what we're all basically thinking at this moment. This was one of the probably worst losses of the year, and the Astros need to do something. But they did try to do something, and I know we talked about it in the last couple of podcasts, but I do want to kind of show some illustrations. So this was Minute Maid Park before. So if you see right here, I guess you can't really see, but if you look really close, right by the Bud Light clubhouse or whatever you call it over there, you see the little green strip right there, but it's not that deep. It's not that big. But now look at what it is now. So it goes a lot deeper and it goes all the way deep down. So what they're trying to do is put more green in that little area. That way it helps the hitters. There was a lot more offense today. So it does help both teams. You're muted.
I think it was more of a John Means and an Orioles pitcher thing than a batter's eye thing. I really have a hard time believing that paint help the Astros that much, because if it did, that's embarrassing that it took them this long to figure that bull crap out. I'm calling BS on the green paint. I think it's a psychological thing. I think they got it in their heads that there's too much going on, and so a couple guys yipped about it. Jose Abreu said something, and then they painted it. Look, like, what is this? Paint by numbers? No, this is baseball. Go out there and win the damn game. Like, go out there and execute. Don't tell me something's not green enough or the batter's eye's not big enough. You've been playing in that stadium for the last 6 years. 4 World Series, 2 titles. Don't tell me green paint is the reason why you're losing games at home. You lost the game at home because you absolutely failed to execute in the end. Period. End of story. That's it. No more excuses. Champions don't make excuses, okay? That's what losers do. Houston's not a loser. We're not losers in Houston. This club's better than that. And I'm not saying the players are making excuses, but I think that's what the fan perception is right now, that we're making excuses of why we're losing. And bottom line, go out there, freaking tuck your jersey in, put your ball cap on tight, grip the bat harder, and crush the freaking ball and go win a ball game and go beat the Orioles and let them know that they're still the little brother. Let them know that they took our methods and are using them, but we still reign supreme. You got to win these next 2 games. 2 must wins the next 2 games, period, end of story.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. So Verlander in this start, he was hit around a little bit. He gave up 8 hits. He's a little bit more hittable this time around. Let's just say that. In 6 innings, he allowed 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. The one positive I would say in this game for Verlander would be no home runs. We know in the last game he gave up 3 home runs. We saw the game versus the Yankees. He gave up 3 home runs. So I think that he's becoming a little bit more fly ball friendly. So I think the fact that we're seeing him kind of control himself a little bit, in terms of home runs, the fly balls. I think that's good. Montero did come in and give up the 2 runs, and after you were singing his praises yesterday, so
Yeah.
no more
I'm
singing
not-
Montero's praises.
Okay, forget I said anything good about Neris. Neris, you were terrible.
Yes,
I don't want that to come back on me. So.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot that you said that. But also, Chas McCormick is 1 steal away from a 2020 season. So he's got his 19th steal on the season today. But overall, I mean, today was about what Jose Abreu can do for you once he gets hot and how he can kind of carry you.
Well,
but he can't be
he
the only
has-
guy.
He has the most RBIs. I think this month he had the most RBIs last month of anyone in the American League. And so they mentioned that on the broadcast. I don't know if they're talking, he has 19. If he has 19 in September, holy crap. Like, Jose Abreu is not the problem. Guys, believe it or not, Martin Maldonado versus Yainer Diaz is not the problem. It's our consistent pitching. But if you do have a problem and you do come across hard times and you are on the Gulf Coast like we are, and look, a storm hits or something unfortunate happens, you can't always rely on the supply chains because sometimes it breaks down. Well, I wanted to tell you about the Jase case. Right now, Jase Medical has a great offer, and this Jase case is filled with 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use. All it takes to get this Jase case is to fill out a simple online form, and in some cases, jump on a quick call with one of our board-certified physicians. Get ongoing care from our physicians on any treatment-related questions, doctor-created, doctor-recommended. You will get this sent right to your door. If you fill out the forms, those prescriptions will come to you, and it gives you a peace of mind. So right now, save more than $360 by getting these life-saving antibiotics with Jase case, plus an additional $20 off by using my code Locked On at checkout at jasemedical.com. That's JASE medical.com. Use my promo code Locked On to get additional $20 off at jasemedical.com. Check it out today. And look, if you need to relax, kick back, hang out with your boys, go have some buds. That's right. You can go hang out with the world famous Hooters girls. Hooters has locations all over Houston, from Humble to Seabrook to Pasadena, down to Kemah, down to Galveston. I mean, all over the place. Sugarland, Katy, they are there. And let me tell you, they have $3 Blue Moon drafts every day, $9.99 Michelob Ultra pitchers. And if you're listening to this on Tuesday, they have burgers and fries, $9.99 burger and fries. They have Big Daddy Bundle and wings on Thursday for $19.99 and so much more. Every Thursday night, they have the Thursday night football karaoke where you can have happy hour till close, and that has already started, so go check that out. That's where we like to hang out. We're Locked On Astros. Tell them that we sent you, and you'll get a free basket of fried pickles.
All right, guys, don't forget to go and catch all the play-by-play action on SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search Astros, and you'll hear Hunter Brown taking on the Orioles. They got 16 hits today, so hopefully he can tame them a little bit. But, yeah, that'll be great. It's not quite the same type of game as it was today. And Christian Javier is going to start the game on Wednesday. So, yeah, he has not been great recently. He in his last 14 starts, he has a 6.99 ERA after a 2.90 ERA in the first 14 outings this year. So this is going to be a situation where Christian Javier has got to show if he deserves to be in the playoff rotation or not. I'm pretty sure with his pedigree and what he's done in the past, he's probably going to get at least in the ALDS or the wild card series, maybe. But I don't know about the wild card series, actually. If it's a 3-game series, I don't know if you see Javier start.
Well, look, I'm not super convinced that that one of the 2 teams that we're fighting with in the AL West isn't eliminated by the end. And if it is the Mariners that end up getting eliminated, we own the tiebreaker over the Rangers. We don't have to worry about that. We'll get the bye. I'm still hopeful that we can win the West. I'm not completely losing my mind thinking that we're done. I am a lot more concerned today on September 18th after this game than I was. I was a lot less concerned a few days ago. I even spoke with confidence to RP3 in Southeast Louisiana about that very thing.
Okay.
But so you're saying that Dusty Baker did announce that he's going to be pitching Javier on Wednesday?
Yes.
So what was all the hullabaloo about? Well, I've got to talk to the pitching coaches. Made it sound like it was going to be some new guy coming up, or like, why didn't he just say we haven't decided? Again, the messaging with this club is so off-putting sometimes. It's so confusing. It's so contrite and not straightforward. And then when he gets straightforward questions, the manager gets all mad and pissed off about it. It's like, well, you're not really that forthcoming. And so when people are forthcoming to you, you don't like it. And that's what a lot of people don't like about this year. It's this me against you kind of mentality. No,
Right.
Dusty, we just want answers to some of these questions. Like, stop taking everything so freaking personally. And you know, I haven't seen this presser tonight, but I just wish he would take a different approach, because clearly he's frustrated. Clearly the club's frustrated at times, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes I need to be a voice for the fans, because a lot of times I'm the guy that's willing to say things that other people aren't willing to say.
All right. So I did see that Dusty Baker was asked about the AL West race down the stretch. He said, "Oh, the playoff stretch is fun. This is all fun. Just all the excitement of trying to win games and beating the other teams." And he also said, "I wish it wasn't so fun this year because it's so tight." And that's the problem. The issues the Astros are having right now is they can't seem to pull away from the Rangers or the Mariners. And so I'm not worried. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know
you're right.
I really don't know what's going to happen with this season, because as bad as the Astros can have been playing, losing 2 out of 3 games, that could put them out of the playoff picture if they keep on playing that way.
All these games that, you know, we were told throughout the season, you know, it's May, it's June, it's only July. I don't know. Those games are pretty important right now.
Right.
Those games that you probably could have won, they're pretty freaking important right now, don't you think? So, yeah, okay, we weren't scoreboard watching in June, but by golly, if you got about 4 or 5 more wins right now, we're not even talking about this. Like, yeah, we got beat by the Orioles. Well, whatever, big deal. No, now we're like, dang, we could have really been up like literally, Eric, we could have been up 6, 7, 8 games right now on this division. Oh, but don't worry about it. Oh, don't worry about it. Just put it neutral. It's okay, guys. We're going to skate into the playoffs. Dude, like, I feel like our chances if we make it in. But yeah, Dusty's right. It is going to be fun. Fun for who? Fun for fun for my cardiologist? Probably so. Get to up my BP meds. Thanks.
All right. So definitely a lot of drama coming down the stretch. And I want to just point out that Adam Wainwright got his 200th win today. So that's something that only 5 active pitchers have. So congratulations to Adam Wainwright. I'm pretty sure he stuck around this season just to reach 200. So congrats to him. But the Astros need to figure out how to get back in this killer mode that they've been in the past 4 or 5 years, and just get back to that confident way of winning where they're doing it in offense, they're doing it with pitching, starting pitching, and they're doing it with their bullpen. I know that there could be bad games and everything, but you can't be losing like 2 out of 3 games. That's not going to get you anywhere. And for the Astros to be where they are right now, that says something about the Rangers and the Mariners right now. They should have overtaken the Astros by now. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Mariners, I mean, they showed the record of all the teams. Like, and it's like everybody's playing 500 ball.
Right.
It's like, you know what, you guys lose. Hey, you know what? We're going to go ahead and lose too.
You know who's taking full advantage of this? The Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are going to knock one of the AL West teams out.
And as long as we stay in front,
I hope it's the Rangers. I really hope it's the Rangers.
Yeah, as long as we stay in front. Well, I don't know. I would honestly rather
actually
the Rangers
I'd rather face the Rangers in playoffs than the Mariners. Yeah.
Look, if this team is on fire, if this team does what it's supposed to do,
right,
I'm still taking this team over anybody in the World Series.
Right.
But we'll see.
So the Astros are 38-38 at home now. Again, we're back at 500. They're 46-29 on the road. Before today's game, they're averaging 4.5 runs per game at home, 5.8 runs per game at home.
Wow.
So that might have gone up a little bit today.
And you know who hits better at home?
Chas McCormick?
Yainer Diaz.
Okay.
He hits like almost 80 points higher at home. He's hitting over 300 at home this year, 320, I think. He'll hopefully pitches tomorrow with Hunter. Please give him the game on Wednesday, the day game. That would be nice. But Astros,
okay, forget Brett Chancey
it.
For manager. We need Yainer Diaz for catcher, it sounds like. So, by the way,
I'll be manager because I'm pretty sure it pays a little bit more than what I get paid right now. I'll take it, but I doubt they're going to call me.
All right, so let's go ahead and turn the page on this game.
Why did you have to get? Hold on. Why did you have to get a physical piece of paper? You
had to
say turn the page.
Anyway, so in tomorrow's game, it's going to be Kyle Gibson, who's 14-9 with a 4.98 ERA. I needed to make you laugh. You needed to have something.
Hey, so it's time. Look at my watch. It's time. I love doing this.
Okay, cut it out.
Cut it out. Thank you, Joey from Full House.
Yes. All right. So Hunter Brown's going to be on mound for the Astros, and Kyle Gibson, guess who has 4 home runs against him? Jose Abreu.
I was going to say Martin Maldonado.
No, Martin Maldonado is batting .231 against him. Happy birthday, John Singleton, by the way. John Singleton is batting 125 against him. Kyle Tucker is batting .267. Oh, by the way, I'm glad that Kyle Tucker had the day off. He came back. He looked a little bit more energized, had that triple, and had some good at-bats today. So maybe sometime you just need to reset. You need to just take the day off, just reflect, reset, and then get your mind back to where things are. So I don't know how you give a reliever time to do that, because basically he's had a whole bunch of time off anyway. So that's true. But anyway, so that's all we got for this episode of Audrey Rushman is batting .667 with
Adley.
One home. Adley. Sorry, Adley.
You called him Audrey.
So, sorry.
It's all good.
Rushman is batting .667 with the 1 home run against Hunter Brown, and Mountcastle. I don't know if he's playing. I didn't see him out there.
I did not see him out there.
He's got a home run off there as well. But that's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Talk Stros. You can find the show at Locked On Astros, and that's all I have to say. Oh, yeah, that guy. Brett Chancey, you can find him at H-Town Wheelhouse. And we are the Locked On Astros podcast. Hopefully, we'll be talking about Astros victory tomorrow. And guys, please go ahead and subscribe to us. Make us your first listen every day on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Go and check out the Locked On Astros podcast. And go and listen to tomorrow's game on SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search Astros. And Brett,
watch them call up a guy named Aubrey, who was like a #1 draft pick in 2021. What do the Orioles got next? Ripken's coming out of retirement? Holy crap, let's beat these guys tomorrow. Let's beat them good. Let's go bird hunting.